All right, in this course, the Guided Home, one of the areas in which you as a guide can help men is in getting them to get involved in something we call critical adventures. These adventures involve the major arenas of a man's life, his relationships, his work and community. And the risks here feel huge, and they stretch a man beyond his personal resources. And that leaves a man with the question is, do I have what it takes? And we hope with that, having that question, that he'll learn to rely on God. We have a number of events that help a man learn and engage in these different arenas, including events like father-son, father-daughter retreats, which get a man engaged in a retreat, in an adventure that gets him interacting with his children in a godly way, offering leadership, offering counsel, speaking truth and love into their children's lives. We have couples adventures, same thing, a man and his wife, a man leading, learning to lead, learning to love her as she is. Family-based adventures. Our Wild at Heart, the Wild at Heart Basic is about how do we go home and function as a man in our families, in our arenas of authority. We also have an event called the Summit. There are several events like this that are designed to get men into that critical area of adventure that involve others. And it feels huge and risky for us to engage and to input and to offer leadership into someone's life. And this role for you as a guide is very helpful for you to learn, also personally, but to help men learn to listen, which is a great place to start. And then leading adventures and events to help men enter into those critical adventures. You get to ask challenging questions about career, family, the future, encouraging men to do something and following through in these adventures with their families, with their children. The challenge is to get him to do something outside of his comfort zone. And believe me, it's uncomfortable to pray with your wife or to take your daughter out on a weekend and tell her she's beautiful and speak to her about how your responsibility is to prepare her for life, to be a wife, to be a mother, to speak to your son about sex or about what it means to be masculine in today's world. Those can be uncomfortable, especially when we have failed at that ourselves. But failure, disqualification, is where we have to push through and speak the truth in love. And we have to challenge a man to do something that gets him out of his comfort zone. That's why these events will bring about things that they may never have done. They've never maybe guided anybody with a compass. They've maybe never done a night hike or camped out. But it's a physical way of getting them to understand and push through challenges, and then therefore also in their emotional and spiritual and mental interactions with their family. So that's what we're trying to do through these critical adventures. And these critical adventures come every day, right, with our families. And so that's what we're trying to help you lead men into, is to engage, right? And not to be afraid of failure, engaging with prayer or reading the Bible with their family or speaking against the culture or against the things that a teenage girl faces at school or a teenage boy deals with in today's cultures. We have to be bold enough to walk into those things and put on the armor of God and speak the truth in love and listen lovingly. So as you go through this course and learn more about these critical adventures, we hope you will become a man that can lead others into these areas that are critical.